Hey everybody, Sean from Next Step here, and today what I want to talk to you about is a metric that I'm going to use to measure to determine whether or not your firm is automating enough, called profit per employee. Now, the question that I've gotten quite frequently as I'm talking to firms about how and when they're automating is, how do I know if my firm is investing in automation enough? And honestly, the answer to that question is probably pretty subjective. However, one that isn't subjective and turns out is correlated with what I believe to be whether or not your firm is investing enough in automation is the metric profit per employee. So I'm basing this off of a study that's been done of 256 of the largest organizations from the Fortune 500 list. What they looked at was they measured profit per employee, and then they walked away with certain findings based on how they evaluated that data and what they learned. Turns out that the older companies have a lower profit per employee than the younger companies do on that list. Now, if we interpret that to try to figure out what it means, ultimately we could probably draw a few potential conclusions, those being that the younger companies have invested significantly more in automation, which has provided them with the benefits of eliminating or significantly reducing any of the busy work, which eats away at a company's profitability. Because they've done that, they have achieved significantly higher profitability as an organization. And that's why their profit per employee is so much higher and trending in the right direction. Now, based on these findings, I would issue a challenge to you and your firm. That being, do you know what your profit per employee is? Are you tracking this number? If you are tracking this number, how has it been trending over the past 5 to 10 years? If you're taking a look at this data, is that number going up or is that number going down? If that number isn't going up, that could spell a potential problem, maybe even a disaster for your firm, something that needs to be addressed sooner rather than later. And it could provide a better answer to my original question, which is your firm automating enough? If you're not seeing that number trend in the right direction, I believe the answer to that question is more than likely no. And it's something that you need to address sooner rather than later, or your firm can wind up being in big trouble. Now, if you need any help with this, or there's anything I could do to answer any questions related to any information I shared part of this content, please feel free to learn more about me on my website at nextstep.io, or feel free to email me directly at sean@nextstep.io. And I want to thank you for engaging with my content.